You know, you wouldn't think that, but Jeff Lowe, who's one of our writers, just loves to tell me how my life is in his hands and that I can die. We sort of figured out over the past episodes, like the episode with Zach, who plays Tyler, and he goes to kill me, and he kills Jackie, who was the other cheerleader instead, and you realize the next day when I do a scene with the guy who actually plays Zach, he plays my best friend, he says, you know, you could have died. And it was sort of like, wow, maybe she can die. It's like when she got stick stuck in the back of her head. Was how long can she remain alive and be able to regenerate if they don't pull the stick out until she really just dies? So, it's possible.
I know.
I know. But, you know, anyone can go all day long.
Luke.
Now, how close are your characters to your actual personality?
You're my cousin. You should know that. Oh, the characters.
Well, I mean, I definitely think there's a lot about...
You're not creepy. Come on.
I think there's a lot of things, you know, I mean, one of the things that really drew me to this character is that there are certainly aspects of all of our experience that are really dark and really, you know, on deep levels, things that I think just being a human means that we struggle with. And so that's a lot of what I plugged into when I was auditioning for the role, and a lot of the thing that really drew me to it, you know, was this idea that it allows me to explore parts of myself that I haven't yet gotten to explore as an actor, and that's certainly one of the biggest reasons why I do what I do. So, you know, I think there are shades of it in everybody, and I'm just glad to have an opportunity to express it.
Yeah, I think with any character that you play, there's just a certain element of yourself that you bring to it. I know Claire's a normal teenage girl, and as am I, so.
And Tyler and Gabriel Gray is just somebody that wants to be validated and special. I think everybody can relate to that, you know. It's just a matter of how far you're willing and able to go in order to achieve that.
We're really kind of, every character is in what's going on in the plot and the stories are kind of metaphors for a lot of problems, a lot of things that people go through in their lives, like wanting to be different, wanting to be special, wanting to save the world, wanting to succeed at something, wanting to be different. It's being a superhero with a superpower is kind of a metaphor in a lot of ways if you think about it. And Jenna. I brought my family, so they can ask questions, fill in the blanks.
One thing I like about your show so much is each character has dark sides and light sides. You get to see them all. So that doesn't make it very normal, but the way the show is bringing you all together.
It's a very small world.
Yeah. And it makes us realize that that's the way this works out here. We just pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're being forced to pay attention. What is it in our lives that forces us to pay attention?
Yeah, that's a great thing about this show is in a lot of ways it's kind of
Not me.
in a lot of ways, as I said before, as our characters are metaphors, it is a metaphor in and of itself because of the things that are happening to our world, happening to our environment, how it's disintegrating, how it's falling apart, and how we really do have to save the world. Just in a little bit of a more realistic way.
You know, when I read the script for the pilot of the show, actually, that was one of the things that really blew me away, were the echoes of the things that are really happening in our world today, and the fact that this is a show about people awakening to their own power. You know, in the world that they've created, it's superpowers, but I think it's really important that the people are watching this, and I think it's one of the things that people really respond to. It's like, as human beings living in the world today, we have a responsibility and we have a capacity to awaken to what it is that we can do to change things and to fight evil, as it were. You know, and there's a lot of that in the world for real. So I think it's really exciting to be a part of something that has those themes, you know, underlying a really sort of fantastical vivid, colorful comic book, graphic novel kind of world.
Yeah, I'm from New York, so, and my dad was a lieutenant in the fire department who retired 6 months before 9/11 happened, and it was just something incredible just to see how the city, just as big as it is and as many people as there are in it, just really gathered together and really picked up the pieces, even though not all of them knew each other personally and had the same experiences, but they all had something that they could relate to. So it was a very small world, and you see in the show how randomly these characters come together, which you'll see a lot more in the upcoming episodes. Just really small ways, how connections, and one person knows this person, and they manage to walk by each other but just not look in the same direction.
With comic books too much growing up, but it certainly gives me an appreciation for it and for the community of people that are interested in it and are creating it. Jeff Loeb, I mean, some amazing voices on our writing and producing staff that are contributing to that on a larger scale. Is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a very interesting script, and it was something that really just had the most incredible combination and concoction of things that people really enjoy to watch. People love X-Men. He likes Wolverine. And people love reality shows, and people love human stories that they can relate to. And this story is not making superpowers like tights and capes and goggles. It brings it way down to earth, and it has things that people relate to, and it's pretty rugged. There's a lot of rugged lives, and it describes the troubles that people go through. And so, it didn't make it cheesy, but at the same time, when you read a script, it's sort of like it can be the most incredible script in the world, and it doesn't mean that it's going to work.
Yeah,
it depends on the characters, who is playing the characters, it depends on the directors, it depends on the writers, it depends on the producers, it depends on the budget that we have. And, it just can either be made brilliant or it can be really broken, so.
Yes. That.
Most heroes are defined by their villains. Do you have any real sense of urgency or anything weighing on you to carry the show?
There was definitely a sense of anticipation when I stepped into the role because, I got the job when they were shooting episode 8. So I think that there was some build-up, as to who was going to be playing this character. Certainly on the set, when I got to work, everybody was like, wait, you're really Simon? Like, you're the real guy? Because they cast stuff doubles up until then, before they even knew which way they were going to go. But no, once I sort of stepped into it and realized what an open, supportive, creative, really welcoming group of people I was going to be working with, there's no sense of sort of separation. It's all a sense of ensemble and real collaboration. So I don't think so, and I think the way that the character's written and the things that I brought to it and the way that it evolves from this point forward, I think that people are really responding to it, and I don't really feel any sense of onus for that. I think we're all in this together, and we all really feel that way.
Yeah, it's crazy. In 17 years in this business, I've never seen such humble people who are really, truly happy
and
for
they're only
each other.
concerned with making the best show. Really, that's everybody's main concern. All the other stuff is great, and we've all been really grateful for it. But it's extremely, and the thing that's the most important is doing the best work we can all do. Genuinely.
Yeah, and these people aren't people who are just stepping into the business either. They've been here and around the block for a while, and it's a very, very rare thing to see.